Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, I do wonder, by the way, if those gentlemen, the Jello singers, how much they got paid. This is prime time radio here. Um, I mean, Jack Benny's the first guy to make $1 million. I mean, I just wonder if that's a big gig or what the deal with that was, because you know that was live for sure. I bet you they got a ham sandwich. I bet you they did. And the ability to tell stories. All right. Um, I, of course, just am going to redo a video that I didn't hit some button for or whatever, because that's my thing. And that's what I'm here for. So, I want to get back to where I am on true crime and sort of update everybody on that. I am not yet through Charlie Adelson. I'm still, by the way, totally at not guilty. I know you have to listen to these recordings, um, and for many, that's what tipped the scale. Um, yeah, time wise, believe me, I am not there yet. I'm just not there yet. But also, I absolutely know and understand that I am an outlier, and that you will always find me at not guilty. Let's just say my concept of beyond a reasonable doubt and other people's concept of, let's say, the normative concept are probably um, not the same, and I recognize that. And that's partly why I'm so frequently I'm like they don't have them, but that's why we have a jury. That's why we have 12 people on there, and that's why nobody will ever let me on their jury. And I totally get that. I think that's fair. Um, though I am often a good counterweight to those who think that if somebody is charged with something, they must be guilty, because there certainly are enough of them out there as well. So, uh, uh, yeah, it. I'm trying to think. Lori Vallow, for sure, but I had way too much external evidence on that one. Chandler Halderson, for sure. Chris Watts, but that wasn't a real trial. Um, More of a prolonged confession. Um, those are the list that I just came up with of trials that I have watched that I was quite sure that the jury and I were on the same page instantaneously. That's all I'll say. There's going to be a long list of trials that I haven't seen. There's a lot of information you can't glean from that statement, but take it for what it's worth there. Yeah. Wow. I was even impressed with that. Yeah. So that leaves a lot out there of who I didn't, but we'll save that for another day. Um, the other thing I will say is what is up with these juries returning verdicts like while the live stream is still on? I mean, I kind of think that we need to get a little bit of feedback going here between law and crime, YouTube, and the court system here about maybe we should be paying the juries to take a day off. I don't know what, but it's really not fair to the general viewing public for there to be a verdict out there. It's, I mean, come on. It's just not cool. So, yeah, it's like, do you remember there was that huge controversy and why they don't publish the polls until after the polls close. They don't publish the information, the exit polling, because that may affect people's desire to go to the polls to vote or whatever. And I think they should be thinking about that. I mean, that's how I feel. Uh, and by the way, why do we need? It sounds like we could have juries of 500 again. Um, going back to Athens, we don't. This 12 number seems a bit low. Um, just with just keep in mind. I'm sure you could get 500 jurors for Charlie Adelson, and I think that might, just from a scientific point of view, be totally interesting, and to have known what if that number would have skewed anything. Certainly, if that number would skew things on closer cases, I don't know. I got a lot going on. I can't be keeping up on, but hey, that's where I am. All right, so I know I just proposed a radical overhaul of the court system for the Law and Crime Network, but here we are. Um, okay, I want to now really just go on to the only word that I have as my note for this segment here, which is duplicitous. Yeah, Lala, I totally get it. It's not funny. It's not. Um, thank you for that reminder. Um, so, Murdaugh trial, sentencing. The judge comes out in my mind and says, "Hey, this what really bothers me is how duplicitous you are." And I don't know why that cracks me up here, and I don't mean to make light of the vicious murder, and I don't mean to make light of the trial, but I mean, I think sometimes um, what we've seen here on these videos, and that's why I can't stress how important it is that almost all of this stuff be available, not just the sensational, that it's the mundane and also the middle level stuff, AT&T versus Telecom B or whatever. That's not just interesting, needs to be seen. That's what justice needs to be seen. That's what we're seeing here. I think the Delphi murder case, that's what we're seeing there. Justice needs to be seen. That's the whole point of why we have a public court system, is that justice needs to be seen. We need to know, not just for a society, that we have, not just for me as a plaintiff or you as a defendant or me as a defendant, know that these court systems are going to be fair. That's part of it, but everybody needs to know, hey, we're going to have a fair court system just the same way, you need to know that we're going to have roads that are going to get fixed or hospitals that are going to work, that you've got a societal infrastructure, that have a social contract, that everybody's sort of playing the game. So going back to duplicitous there, this defendant there was just convicted of a double homicide, and was clearly the outcome was going to be, it's a foregone conclusion, he's not getting out. Okay. So then the role of the judge is to act as the conscience of the community, and I totally understand that. But from my point of view, the conscience of the community should be focused on the double murder and not the duplicity. Okay, and I think that also, to spend any time, let alone as much as they did, on the issue of duplicity, is to sort of it's a form of hypocrisy. I guess that's why it cracks me up to such a degree. Everybody, including judges, including parents, teachers, everybody, children, we're all duplicitous. We all have two faces. We all put the best one forward at any given time. That's how it works, because we are living in a society here, and there's no question that nobody likes to be lied to or have millions of dollars stolen from them, or so forth. But that's stealing millions of dollars. Okay, in my mind, it's the duplicity part of it. That's the you said one thing and meant another. I think that's not so. I mean, I get that that's an essential element of frauds, But I think the whole point is you said one thing and got another for dishonest advantage. Okay, that you took it's the taking advantage of people, not the duplicity. And maybe that's what they mean when they say duplicity there. Woof. But I don't know. Um, and that is, I guess, what I wonder about that. Let's hope that I can edit those two things together. Don't ever hit a space bar when you're going to town. And yeah, that's the whole joke in a nutshell here. Is I think that it's the outcome, it's the behavior, it's not the internal standing there and trying to judge somebody on their internal beliefs is preposterous. Even in a public voice of the community, the community's conscious setting, it's absurd, and that's why I find it so funny to say that to stand there and judge somebody for being duplicitous as opposed to a double murderer or a fraudster or bad lawyer. I mean, insurance. As far as I know, most of them, and I'm sorry, are just frauds and the murder. But if there's more, let me know. All right. By the way, one of the absolute most fascinating cases there, and as always, the part that I'm most interested in is the due process angle and what's going on with the clerk of court and the judge and so forth, because that's what I do. So, all right, stick with us. We'll keep you informed.